Hi, my name is Jeremy Ashworth. I'm the pastor at Circle of Peace Church here in Peoria, Arizona. We're in suburban Phoenix. We're a Christian church. I am making these videos primarily with my own congregation in mind, but they're public and open to anybody. It's not a sermon, it's not a Bible study, but these are the kinds of things we talk about sometimes as a church. It's the kind of thing that you and I might talk about if we were sitting down on the couch together. This video has 3 parts. This is part 3. It's probably going to make more sense if you see part 1 and part 2 first. We're talking about something that I call coupling. And coupling affects like all of us all the time. Coupling is where we put two things together that don't necessarily belong together intrinsically, but we have experienced them together. So sometimes we've had good experiences, sometimes we've had bad experiences, and those experiences create a link, they create an association, and those experiences of the past, good or bad, really affect our experience of the present. Even if we've had no experience in the past, even the lack of experience of something in the past will impact us in the present. It's one particular story that comes to mind. So years ago, my wife Mary and I took a youth group on a little youth trip. We all met up at the church. Some of you have done this before. We all loaded up in the church and loaded the luggage into the trunks and divided up into vehicles and hit the road. We were just going to drive for a couple of hours to our destination. Now, in our particular car, I was driving, Mary was in the passenger seat. We had 2 girls in the back. These girls were both brand new to the church, brand new to the youth group. Both of them African American. So for the first part of the drive, we're eating snacks and we're looking at the scenery and we're having a good time. But before too long, the girls get really quiet. And Mary and I kind of look over at each other and we sort of have the feeling that something's up. We don't know what it is, but we sense something's up. And eventually we hear one girl leans into the other girl and whispers. And she says, "Are we safe? Do you think we're safe?" So we heard them ask the question, and so we decided to gently go there. We began to ask questions like, "Hey, have you ever been on a youth group trip before?" "No." "Have you ever done anything like this before?" "No." I mean, they hadn't. It was just a completely new experience for them. And in the course of gently asking about their experience, we asked them, "Have you ever ridden in a car with white people before?" And they said no. And of all the ways in which that youth group trip was a new experience for them, at that moment, the main thing they were unsure about, the thing that made them ask each other, "Do you think we're safe?" was the fact that they had just never ridden in a car with white people before. So it wasn't that they had a bad experience. It wasn't that they had a good experience. Is that they had no experience and they weren't sure if they were safe. It made them question their safety. So my prayer is that we gave them a good experience. I believe we did. Not just with white people, but really with the group, and really with the church, and really especially with Jesus. If you believe something is good, you want people to have a good experience with a good thing. And God is good. Man, I have so much more I want to say about this. But we're already 3 videos deep, so maybe I'll follow up on it next week. I just know that we're in a cultural moment right now where it is so important for us to revisit the associations we have made. They're not always wrong, but they're not always right. They're not always bad, but they're not always good. They aren't always doing us a whole lot of favors. And in addition to asking what kind of associations, what kind of links, or what kind of coupling have I made that it doesn't make sense to put these two things together, I also want to ask, how can we help people have good experiences with good things? How can we help people have a good experience, no matter their experience in the past? How can we help people have a good experience with the good news? Okay, maybe we'll pick up more later. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.